4 Israeli soldiers killed in southern Lebanon. Shot at close range, then hit again with an anti-tank missile as their comrades tried to carry them out. Hezbollah strikes Unit 8200 near Tel Aviv, the Haifa naval base, a missile defense site. 232 Israelis hospitalized in 24 hours. This is what a grinding war looks like. Four Israeli soldiers have been killed and 2 others wounded in a clash with Hezbollah fighters in southern Lebanon, in one of the deadliest single engagements of the ongoing conflict. The IDF has named 3 of the fallen as Captain Noam Madmoni from Sderot, Staff Sergeant Ben Cohen from Lehavim, and Staff Sergeant Maxim Entis from Bat Yam. All 3 served with the Nahal Brigade's reconnaissance unit. The name of the 4th soldier is yet to be released. According to an IDF investigation, troops from the unit spotted a Hezbollah cell in the western sector of southern Lebanon at around 6:30 in the evening. The 2 sides exchanged fire at close range.
In the incident in which Captain Noam Madmoni, Ben Cohen and Maxim Entis fell, another soldier also fell, whose notification was given to his family. His name has not yet been cleared for publication and will be published at a later time. Additionally, in the incident, an IDF soldier was severely wounded, and a soldier and a reservist soldier were moderately wounded. The soldiers were evacuated to receive medical treatment at the hospital. Their families have been updated.
As soldiers moved to evacuate the wounded, Hezbollah fired an anti-tank missile at the troops, though the Israeli military says it caused no additional casualties. Israeli tanks and aircraft struck back at Hezbollah positions in the area. The deaths came as Hezbollah mounted what it described as a sustained defensive operation against Israeli forces pushing into the town of Ainata in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah fighters engaged Israeli troops using guided missiles, rocket fire, and explosive devices, reporting the destruction of several Merkava tanks in and around Ainata, as well as a military bulldozer. Israel's Channel 14 reported that troops operating inside Lebanon remain in constant motion and exposed, with Hezbollah using knowledge of the terrain to strike effectively. The network described anti-tank missiles as particularly dangerous, noting the difficulty of locating launch positions as a major challenge for Israeli forces on the ground. Earlier, Hezbollah said it fired advanced rockets at the Glilot base on the outskirts of Tel Aviv, home to Military Intelligence Unit 8200, some 110 kilometers from the Lebanese border. The Haifa naval base and the Mishmar HaCarmel missile defense site south of Haifa were also targeted. Rocket barrages struck settlements including Kiryat Shmona, Nahariya, and Yiron. A joint attack by Iran and Hezbollah triggered air raid sirens across Haifa, Netanya, Lower Galilee, and Tiberias. The Israeli Ministry of Health said hospitals received 232 injured Israelis in the past 24 hours, 2 of them in critical condition. Israel says it struck back with tank fire and airstrikes. This fighting is showing little sign of letting up. Flames were tearing through the Bazan oil refinery in Haifa on March 30th after a combined Iranian and Hezbollah missile attack on Israel's north, sending thick black smoke over one of the country's most critical energy facilities. Footage broadcast on Channel 12 showed the fire raging through the complex. The Environmental Protection Ministry confirmed to Israeli media that a gasoline tank inside the refinery was burning, producing heavy smoke. Residents near the complex were told to close their windows and stay indoors, though authorities said there was no risk to the surrounding population from a hazardous materials incident.
Search and rescue forces, both reserve and regular forces are on their way to a site in northern Israel where reports of impact have been received.
Whether the fire was caused by a direct missile hit or falling debris from an interception remains unclear, with initial reports pointing to an impact in Haifa's industrial zone. It was not the first time Bazan had been in the crosshairs. In earlier barrages, missile shrapnel had already struck the facility, causing localized damage and temporary power disruptions. March 30th appeared to be a direct hit on a gasoline tank. The attack came in two waves. Iran fired first. Hezbollah followed shortly after with its own barrage, keeping Israeli air defenses stretched across multiple fronts simultaneously, with sirens sounding across the Galilee and Haifa Bay area. Bazan sits in the heart of Haifa, Israel's third-largest city and main port. It is the country's largest oil refinery, processing the bulk of Israel's fuel supply. Hitting it does not just light up the skyline. It cuts into the fuel supply of a country already buckling under the economic weight of war. Israel's finance ministry confirmed on March 30th that the economy is expected to contract in the first 3 months of the year. The north has endured near-daily fire from Hezbollah since February 28th. Targeting the refinery marks a significant escalation. Previous strikes hit military positions and open ground. This one went for the fuel. Iran has once again struck deep into Israel's industrial heartland, with the latest missile salvos targeting the Haifa Bay area and triggering widespread power outages and sirens across northern and central Israel on March 19th. According to reports, Haifa's Bazan Group oil refinery was struck by interceptor shrapnel in an Iranian missile barrage, triggering a mass power outage across the Krayot suburbs of Haifa. Some reports claimed Iran used cluster submunition missiles to hit the site. Rescue forces were dispatched to multiple impact sites, and Israeli authorities warned of potential leaks of dangerous substances following the strikes. There were no reports of casualties in that particular strike. The IRGC has been explicit about its targeting rationale. In a statement published on its official outlet, Separ News, the IRGC confirmed the Haifa refinery was hit by Khyber Shakan missiles in response to Israeli attacks on Iranian energy infrastructure. The attack, also linked to a retaliation against Israel's strike on Iran's South Pars gas field a day earlier, marked the 9th Iranian missile salvo on Israel in a single day, with sirens triggered across Jerusalem, central Israel, and northern Israel in rapid succession. The IDF confirmed it had detected each incoming ballistic missile attack and activated air defense systems accordingly. Hours before Haifa was struck, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi had warned that Tehran would exercise zero restraint if its infrastructures were struck again.
Our response to Israel's attack on our infrastructure employed a fraction of our power. The only reason for restraint was respect for requested de-escalation. Zero restraint if our infrastructures are struck again. Any end to this war must address damage to our civilian sites.
The IRGC has made its intentions abundantly clear going forward. Iran's Revolutionary Guard has warned that it would destroy the oil and gas industries of its Gulf neighbors, which it considers American interests, if its own energy sector is targeted again.
We warn you once again that you made a big mistake in attacking the energy infrastructure of the Islamic Republic, the response to which is being implemented. If it is repeated again, further attacks on your energy infrastructure and that of your allies will not stop until it is completely destroyed, and our response will be much more severe than tonight's attacks.
The Haifa Bay Industrial Zone, home to Israel's largest refinery and a cluster of petrochemical plants, has now become one of the most consistently targeted sites of this war. With Iran showing no signs of restraint and Israel continuing its strikes deep inside Iranian territory, the battle for energy infrastructure is rapidly becoming one of the defining fronts of this conflict.